Evening VC. So we got a pickups video here. Things are starting to pile up, and so I'm going to try to get through these as best I can. There's quite a few. So here we go. First up, we got George Grunblatt, Capris. This is a album that Chris Cole put on my want list. He sent me a bunch of Helden related records as far as the list goes to seek out. Finally picked this one up. This is an original French pressing on Polydor from 1980. Also Ramsey's is kind of a sub-label on this. Yeah, Richard Pinhas is on guitar on this and on Moog at times. And then also it has Patrick Gauthier on Mini Moog. Francois Auger on percussion and drums. Fantastic record. If you know Helden, then you would dig this record. There's some killer guitar on the B side from Pinhas, but on the second track on the A side is probably my favorite track. Vent to Ether. Yeah, amazing stuff. Really dig that. Had to find that cheap. And in the States too. Normally you have to get that from overseas. Next was a record that I got from Angry Mom. So thanks to Dom and crew, Jimmy Fast Fingers Dawkins on the Delmark label. This is a record that went on my want list when Sherv spoke highly about it. I definitely, Sherv and Jim are very knowledgeable in the blues category, so any recommendations from them I take heed. And yeah, this is an absolutely gorgeous copy. It's $14, which is a very good price, and it is I think it's a 1969 promo. It's got a sample, but it's the second label, so it's a promo of the second pressing from the original release year. So, which makes it very cool, and it plays fantastic. In just great shape. Dig every track on this. There's a couple instrumentals here too. Great guitarist. Love the vocals. Yeah, Eddie Shaw is pretty good on tenor too on this. Great Chicago blues, electric blues. So yeah, he's seeking out more Chicago electric blues. Been given some leads from Sherv to follow there. Next is this is a grail for me. This is a record my friend Joe and I have both been looking for many years. We both had the CD. We're both Lungfish freaks, and that is the album from Daniel Higgs and Asa Osborne as a duo, titled The Pupils. This is on the Discord Records label, from 2002, never reissued, so originals are extremely expensive. Some people are trying to get $175 to $200 out of this record, which is insane. I got this for an extremely good price. And yeah, love every song on this record. Very interesting white label from Discord, which you rarely see. But yeah, hoping this gets a reissue though. They've kind of been on a short reissue campaign with some of the Fugazi and some other records. But for now, this one is there's always copies on Discogs, but God, people want a lot for this record. It's a little bit crazy. All right, next up, while in California, Sherv's daughter's boyfriend showed us the records he picked up at Amoeba, and he had some interesting stuff, and this was one of the records he picked up, and I took note of it. It's a 7-inch by a hardcore group, Drug Culture, and not easy to find. And I think they're originally from Washington State, but he had seen them play in the Redlands area, I guess, and said it was killer. So I found it, and yeah, spun this, and yeah, it's good hardcore. Song Slave Ships, really good on this. Yeah, good gritty vocals and good guitars. It's kind of a dirty sounding recording, old school style. Came out in 2012, and I'm not sure, the MMR label. And this is on it's on White Wax. It's the Mind Melt Entertainment label. Fun single. I dig punk 7 inches quite a bit, so that was a fun find. So next, I saw a video on YouTube, and I'm not even sure why I went looking for it, or how I came upon it, but maybe I'll remember here in a little bit. But it's Mats Gustafson, the saxophone player who now, I think he resides in Austria. And Thurston Moore from Sonic Youth. And they've been pals for quite a while and have done musical projects together. Both are serious diggers, record collectors. Two of the biggest on the planet. And the story of how they met is just phenomenal. I'll leave a link to the video. Thurston Moore was, I think, in Sweden for or maybe it was Amsterdam. I think it was Amsterdam. For a gig, and went into a record store and was getting a bunch of crazy jazz that they had in there, and realized he was going to be late to the gig, his own Sonic Youth gig, because he always went digging before his gigs out of town. And so he ended up getting a ride from the guy that worked at the record store, and they got, of course, he saw that he bought a bunch of jazz, so they got talking about jazz. And he's like, and he had learned about Mats Gustafson prior in New York, and he's like, they were talking, he's like, yeah, I'm looking for this guy, Matt Gustafson's records. And the guy goes, well, that's me. So he's freaking driving him to the show, crazy, and, friends ever since. But this video shows them performing, but then also shows them digging in this basement of this record store. And it's this labyrinth of just rare as fuck records. And Thurston Moore's talking about his love for 80s Finnish punk, and he's pulling some rare singles. He pulls one out that's a $2,000 single or whatever, and then they're finding like ESP disc originals in this other room, and absolutely blew my mind. So I took note of a lot of what they were digging through, and so I started listening to some of it, and it's pretty good shit, this 80s Finnish punk. So it's kind of been a kick I'm on, and I actually found an original of one of the records that Thurston Moore pulled, and that is 10 Vuotta Maya Homen. What a cover. This was the first one I saw it out. It was cheap, and it's a comp. So late 80s, I think this is from 87. So it's an original Finland press on Hilja Levitt Records, if I said that right. But some of these bands, the first band and the last band are really good on this. In between, it's all right. But My Seidun Televasius, the first band is killer, and then the last band, Bachihakuch or some shit. I can't say it. It's crazy. What the hell does that even say? Also very good. So especially, I really dig the first band, so I'm going to seek out some more of their records. This is really cool. And yeah, I mean, this has, here's what the label looks like. And it actually came with the original inner stuff too. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, there's some, the original punk, like flyers. And it has pictures of some of the bands. There's Dorian Gray. So it has 2 of those inserts. Found this in Miami of all places. So didn't have to order it from Finland or Germany. Really cool. One of the coolest 7-inches I've ever found. Next, made a trip into Lunchbox, and it was crazy in there. He built a wall finally behind the counter, so now there's, you know, he's got his version of the Holy Moly wall, or whatever you want to call it. He did it kicking and screaming, just like he did the internet thing, kicking and screaming. All it's doing is making him more and more money. I don't know why he's just held back on it for so long. But somebody dumped a Gary Bartz collection. Somebody dumped a Mel Waldron collection. It's crazy. I got to get back in there and get some more of this stuff. But I did first pick up, they reissued these 7 inches, sticking with the punk 7-inch thing, 7 Seconds. This is Skins, Brains, and Guts EP. Great punk band, as everybody knows, from Reno, Nevada. This was recorded in Reno. This is on Lifeline Records as far as reissue is concerned, and this is just killer hardcore punk. Kevin Seconds on guitar, Steve Youth on bass, Bigler on the drums and vocals as well. I Hate Sports. What a great track on that. And originals on that are like $90 and up. And Permanent's actually got an original. And maybe their price wasn't as bad. Maybe it was like $70. It was, you know, that was like $6. So, and it sounds great. And I think it's, yeah, I believe it's a color. I think it's a color vinyl. Let's see if I remember. Yeah, they did these in color vinyl, so it's blue. Lifeline Records with the inserts and everything. Pretty cool. Pretty cool 7. And there's a couple other 7 Seconds 7s that they reissued as well, and I'll probably grab them next time. And speaking of the Gary Bartz collection, I did pick up Gary Bartz NTU Troop Follow, the Medicine Man original first press on Prestige from '73. And yeah, some great stuff. Gary Bartz. This has got a lot of interesting players on it that I wasn't familiar with. As far as the other Gary Bartz records I have, this has got Andy Bay on vocals, electric piano, percussion, Stafford James on bass, Howard King on drums, Hubert Eves is on electric piano on this, on the first 2 cuts, Hector Centeno on guitar, and there's even vocals on some of this from Gary Bartz, which is different, but yeah, not one you see every day, so I had to grab that. And there's some more Gary Bartz in there. There's some Prestige stuff on the wall. Found this. Very happy to find this. I think this was from '71. Elvin Jones Coalition. And that's a photo of him and his lovely wife at the time on the cover. George Coleman on tenor. So good. Frank Foster also on tenor alto, bass clarinet, Wilbur Little bass. Candido on the conga. Elvin Jones on the drums. All these later Elvin Jones Blue Notes are fantastic, and it took me a long time to find this. Yeah, just some long songs on here. Really, really, just, you can't go wrong with Elvin Jones. Just on fire on those Blue Notes. This was a huge one. A Message from Blakey, Holiday for Skins, Blue Note 4004, Volume 1. This is an original first press mono. And yeah, this is just a straight up percussion record. Everybody's in on the party on this. It does have issues. It's got stickers on the front that I need to try to work my magic with a hairdryer and get them off. It is beat up. It was only $20. This goes for a couple hundred at times in good shape. 47 West 63rd. 33 and a 3rd micro groove. But it plays through. These old Blue Notes are workhorses, as everybody knows. And just thrilled to find an OG. I mean, I don't have very many OGs. I have 300 and some Blue Note records, but rarely do you find the original article. And in decent enough, I mean, it's all in one piece. But yeah, I mean, Philly Joe Jones is here, Art Taylor, Art Blakey, Sabo Martinez on bongo and conga. Just you name it. Donald Byrd is here as well. Ray Bryan on piano, Wendell Marshall bass is the main band. But yeah, a lot of African vibes in this, as Art Blakey was known for at that time. A lot of records like that. I need the other volume, which I heard isn't as good, but I'll just wait till I come upon it. And also at Lunchbox, I had actually gone in there because he had a Beloved record. Great heavy stuff from back in the day from Winston-Salem. I filmed them at Tremont, and the guy right in front of me that walked in got it. And it was $50, so he saved me $50. And I mentioned it to Scott, and he goes, well, yeah, that record's fine, but I got a better one. And he pulled out their full length because the other was their EP, and this is Beloved Us, Failure On. And this is a record I had been meaning to pick up. I almost got it from Siren Records, Bill's home store, and it was expensive, and I got this for $30. I think they wanted 80. So I saved myself 50 basically twice by not getting the other record and by getting this. Failure on My Lips, what a killer opening cut. I've got a video up on my page of Beloved from Tremont, I believe, of that exact song, if you want to check it out. Joe Mustin, he's the lead singer and drummer, which is rare, especially in a screaming hardcore heavy fucking Christian rock band. Yeah, Dusty Redmond guitar, Josh Moore also on vocal and guitar, does a lot of lead vocals as well. They trade off. Killer band. That was a big one. What year was that from? It's on Solid State Records, which I really dug that label back in the day. Like 2003. Old. But they're back playing together, and I should see them in Winston in October, but COVID's crazy, so who knows. Next up is another big one. This came courtesy of Alex, Motor 247, so thank you, sir. That is Pekka Pajola, Haraka, Biela Paka. I don't know how to say that. Good Lord. Butchering names today. I feel like Carlson here. But yeah, DJ Shadow sampled this for introducing, so that put it on the map for me. But this is a fantastic record. Kind of jazz meets proggy, psyche. I don't know. It's a crazy record. Fantastic. This is on Love Records from, I cannot recall the year, but an original press. Next up, one, Dom showed this recently in a video, and I remember Kieran sent me a link to this probably 5 years ago or longer ago. Might have been 6 years ago. And because there were dead stock copies on Amazon. And then I think Alex just sent me a link to it as well recently. And I said, okay, I'll just go ahead and get it because it was cheap. and they've got more copies, and it's directly from the label. And that's Dwight James' Inner Heat, and this is on the Cadence Jazz label. Yeah, phenomenal stuff. Dwight James, great drummer. Byard Lancaster's here on alto sax. Con Jamal on the vibes. It's really all you need to know. It's on Amazon. Grab it before they're gone. Maybe don't, or don't, because I waited forever and they're still there. Maybe just people aren't into it. So next, this is another one of the records that Thurston Moore pulled out while digging in that basement of that record store. This is the one I mentioned that was a $2,000 original. I actually found a reissue, the only one in the States, and that's from the band Chaos. More great Finnish punk. This was put out on a German label, and I'm gonna stop trying to pronounce these Finnish names because I'm gonna butcher them. But this is on red wax, and it came with it's all, this folds out into a poster type thing. So great Finnish punk from the 80s. And then I started seeking more stuff from Chaos, because I really dig them. And there's a record label in Minnesota. They're on eBay, Havoc Records. And it's funny, Scott at Lunchbox recommended them too after I already ordered from them. But they've got a ton of this stuff that they reissued. And so I got one of their full lengths here. This has got 3 bonus tracks. So yeah, on Havoc. So that's Chaos. Great Finnish punk. And their Nuke EP. So yeah. So this was licensed from Fight Records in Finland to Havoc in Minneapolis. Yeah, it's 1985. Just really good driving hardcore punk from what a scene they had over there. Who would have known? Thank you, Thurston Moore. Next, this is a record that I think it was the first record that Stunty showed in one of his most recent videos. His videos are very dangerous to watch because I know none of it normally. He did show the Verve in a video, which was great, and Spaceman 3. There's a few things I'll run across that I know, but for the most part, he's showing a lot of electronic music, house, techno, all genres of electronic, and always plays samples. So you're like, okay, well, this is good. I check it out. But the first one he played, I really dug, and that was Vatican Shadow. And this is the album Opium Crop Airstrikes, and the cover also sells you. I mean, Barbara Bush, good Lord. She looked hideous for 50 years solid. Yeah. And this, like Stunny said, really kind of encapsulates what's going on in Afghanistan. But I don't know, I wouldn't call this techno. I don't know. It's got a little bit of an industrial vibe to it to me at times, but really good. Ambient, electronic stuff. Dude based in the U.S. Next, this one I've been looking for a long time. This is the 10-inch from Kowloon Walled City, Turk Street from 2008. Kowloon Walled City, one of my favorite current bands. So they've been going for a long time. This is the first thing they put out. So they've been going 13 years. Their new song is absolutely fucking killer. It's on YouTube. I'll see if I can't leave a link. From San Francisco. This is on Word Clock Records from San Fran. It's on red wax. I played this last night. It's heavier than balls. And yeah, this was a different sound for them than their current stuff. Their current, I mean, they've gotten better as a band, obviously, but this is on red. But their recordings are just unbelievably done. It's just, they sound remarkable. Scott Evans, lead guitar, lead singer, is also just an amazing producer. So everything's in-house with this band. That was a big one. Kowloon Walled City, Turk Street, 10-inch. I don't have a lot of 10 inches, but that one I've been looking for a long time. Next, some more Finnish punk. I was ordering a record from Going Underground, which is Vinyl Rich's usual haunt, and they had this comp, Propaganda, Russia Bombs Finland, and it's just a huge collection of late 80s Finnish punk. Bands like Bastards, Chaos, who I have a bunch of stuff from now, Turvik Cadet, which I need to seek out the 7-inch from the video I saw. A bunch of other bands I can't pronounce the names of, but this is really fun stuff. And this is a nice piece of wax, and I think the record store, I think this might be their label. But it's really cool, and it's red. And it sounds pretty good. Labels. And a nice booklet. Really cool. Just how you want your punk stuff. Come with lots of words, lots of art. Freaking cool. Gonna check out more comps from Going Underground. Nice sleeve as far as the jacket, well, the jacket anyway. Yeah, really nicely done. Trying to get through these. There's a lot. Another long video. This is what I was after. This is Fontanelle F. This is a limited edition 12-inch EP. This record is something that Sam the Vinyl Douche has played in the background twice in videos, and both times I asked him what it was, and I kept failing to buy it, and so I bought it because it's cheap. It's on white wax. So yeah, white wax. Real repetitive stuff. Electronic, has guitars, but the guitars are really, just really, really repetitive. Instrumental. But wasn't my favorite all the way through, but there's 2 songs on here I really dig, and they're the ones, well, one of them's the one I heard in Sam's video. So from Portland, Audra Glint Records, or recordings. Big group, lots of synths, pianos, organ. Drummer's really good on this. Some really good beats thrown down on this. So Fontanelle F. Forget the year. What does it say? Plenty of those available on Discogs. Next is another big one. Alex sent me a link to this, and I got this for a steal compared to what other auctions are going for right now. Yeah, this is a hell of a steal. East New York Ensemble de Music at the helm. So this is Bilal Abdurrahman and Amin Nuruddin with guest musicians. This was originally put out in 1974. Copies could go from 800 to 1,400 or some kind of just crazy amount on Folkways. They reissued this back in 2010, and now this is going for a shit ton of money. It's a great record. I mean, just vibes. Bilal plays soprano and Korean reed, and they redo a Freddie Hubbard song on side B, Sunflower, that's 13 and 30 long, phenomenal. Just give it this, I don't know, the oriental feel. You've got, you know, Turkish drum on this, conga, African twin gong, A lot of percussion too. This is just fantastic stuff. Really dig the vibes on that. Next, keeping with that Thurston Moore video, Matt's Gustafson, Thurston Moore, Play Some Fucking Stooges. This is a Ukrainian pressing from 2012. This is not for the faint of heart. This is very experimental, very free, very improvised guitar and baritone sax with live electronics. So Matt Gustafson has this whole setup, and he will distort what Thurston Moore's doing by hand through effects pedals and whatnot. It's freaking killer. And this was recorded live in the U.S. in 2009, and they put this record out on Quasi Pop Records, Dumpster Diving Lab Records. And very, very intense stuff. Just the duet. And just a one-sided album. The other side is just a label and is black. And I was in Repo the other day getting some 10-inch sleeves and kept with the Thurston Moore theme, By the Fire. This came out in 2020. So, yeah, recent. Double LP. These are limited editions. This is the black vinyl, not color, so I'm happy it's black vinyl. Yeah, there's good long instrumental cut Venus on side 4, but yeah, a lot of stuff on this really sounds like just Thurston Moore Sonic Youth guitar. Really, really good. Really dig this. And last but not least, I picked this up from Permanent. This is from 2014 on Drag City. Dope Body and the album Lifer. Some great hardcore stuff. Really good vocals and guitar on this. Yeah, Drag City, great label out of Chicago. Yeah, and there's a good video from this band, Dope Body. Maybe I'll leave a link to that too. But I had to get this out of the way. Things are piling up. That's everything. Hope you're well. Peace.